Philadelphia Eagles with a 20-0 lead on the Denver Broncos. You know, it's been a difficult time, though, for the Eagles. Tough time emotionally following the death of their Pro Bowl defensive lineman, Jerome Brown, in an automobile accident last June. They've kept his locker intact in the Eagles dressing room in memory of Jerome. Not only was Jerome Brown an excellent player, but very popular with his teammates. And the Eagles have dedicated their season to him. You saw just a moment ago the Eagles jersey now featuring that newly designed larger patch in memory of Jerome Brown. Alvin Montgomery with the return.
Jerome was a guy that not only a very, very tough opponent to face, but he was a young fella that I knew personally and had gotten to know. In fact, a year ago had dinner with Jerome and Cortez Kennedy, one of his close friends. And, you know, he was a terrific kid.
Penalty flag has been thrown.
23, 5 yards, free kick.
Called on Heath Sherman, and it will be a do-over. Philadelphia Eagles with a record of 2-0 beat New Orleans at home, won at Phoenix last Sunday night. So much for the Bruce Coslett almost guarantee. Wasn't quite a guarantee of a victory, but trying to charge his club up. He said we will beat the San Francisco 49ers, and the Jets taking a beating at the Meadowlands.
31-0. Woo. San Francisco. That's got to be a shocker for the Jets. They're going to go to 0-3, and you know, with Buffalo, such a strong team, that right now, you know, people don't think of it in that way, but the only thing they could possibly hope for is a wild card right now, with 13 games to go in the regular season. And
yes.
That's not the best thing to be hoping for this time of year.
Right, you look back at precedents when you get off 0-2, 0-3, the numbers tell the story. That is their best hope, and will be tough with Jeff Lageman out. Their best defensive player, sidelined for the season.
It's such a fine line between winning and losing. That's why a team like Philadelphia has been close so many times. You know, they're running out of chances. Their players know it. Their coaches know it. This team is going to be an aging team in a year or two. This looks like the best chance that they've had in a long time to get to it. Of course, you got to be playing good in December and January to win the Super Bowl. It's always nice when you get off to a good start like they have.
Montgomery taking that short kick and returning to the 34-yard line. We approach 7 minutes remaining in the third quarter. John Elway has been silenced to this point. Only 2 first downs picked up by Denver. And Elway is hauled down again. Third sack of the day for the Eagles. Clyde Simmons with the sack, but you see the penalty marker down. Clyde Simmons had 3 sacks last Sunday night against the Cardinals. And the call against Denver.
I wouldn't be surprised if Philadelphia declined this one.
Holding, 68 offense, penalty refused, second down.
On the top of the screen, the left tackle, Russell Freeman, working against Clyde Simmons. Now, they're trying to use Greg Lewis a little bit to help Freeman, but Lewis doesn't get a piece of Simmons, and Simmons, of course, is the leading sacker for the Eagles this year.
Very tough assignment for the free agent rookie out of Georgia Tech. Russell Freeman, second down and 17. Elway, incomplete. Eric Russell, who took a hit, not able to hold on. And Russell shaken up. Otis Smith on the coverage, and words exchanged between the Broncos and the Eagles. Back to the subject of Russell Freeman. He grew up amid the steel mills of Homestead, Pennsylvania, going up against Clyde Simmons after facing Leslie O'Neal of San Diego last week. He was a third-team All-American in his senior year at Georgia Tech, but was ignored in the NFL draft. And the blackest mark on his football resume was the stroke that he suffered back in 1984 as a sophomore in high school. Weakened the vision of his right eye, left him with temporary paralysis, nearly forced him to give up sports, and the jury was out. He was not drafted, but here he is in the starting lineup at left tackle for the Broncos. Elway airing it out. And let's see, is it intercepted? Yes. Otis Smith able to pick it off. There is a penalty marker down.
Holding, 76 offense. Penalty refused. First down.
It's called once again on the right tackle, Ken Lanier, so the Eagles will take over on the interception.
One of the ways that Philadelphia tries to control the ability of Elway to scramble is to rush 5 guys. Now you see 5 guys rushing. It kind of keeps a full-prong attack on Elway, and he throws the ball up, and the Philadelphia defensive back Smith makes a nice interception.
Philadelphia with a 20-0 lead on Denver. Marv Albert and Bill Parcells from Philly. A good portion of our audience now will be switched to Kansas City and Houston with Don Criqui and Paul McGuire. Houston with the ball, trailing by a touchdown. It's a 1st and 10 at the 36-yard line. Keith Myers gets the call.
Philadelphia's way to keep Elway in the pocket is to use these 5 guys, 2 up the field, and then the heavy push right up the middle, giving him no lanes of escape. That's the kind of pressure they put on him on that last interception. You see he's squeezed from all sides. He heaves it up there. The ball's deflected, and Otis Smith comes up with a real good defensive strategy by Bud Carson and the Philadelphia defensive staff.
The first interception of the season for Otis Smith. 2nd and 9 from the 37. Barnett pulling away at midfield. Fred Barnett with excellent moves after the catch, taken out by Dennis Smith. Put the nice spin on Wyman Henderson, and that goes for 13.
Well, Barnett, of course, he's got everything going for himself now. He's already been deep a couple of times. He's been down the sideline. He beat Atwater. He beat the cornerback, Wyman Henderson. Now they're throwing in front, and, you know, Barnett's having a big day. And average per catch is the thing about Barnett. He's very, very high in the league right now. He's 4 for 78 today. Now, I'm not too good at the vision, Mark, but that's almost 20 runs.
Good. Yes. Very well done.
I learned that. I went to about 18 months.
Herschel Walker with a short pickup. Michael Brooks made the stop. It will be a 2nd down and 9. Eagles with a 20-0 lead. Well, Purdue and Notre Dame coming up next Saturday, 1 o'clock Eastern time here on NBC. Getting underway with Notre Dame Saturday. I'm told, Bill, that John Dockery will be dining at the Lou Holtz estate Friday night.
If he is, I'd be checking the menu.
Lou did apologize for jumping at the line of questioning by John in the post-game scenario last week. Cunningham, that was nearly picked off. He threw into a crowd. The intended receiver was Keith Myers, and he was being covered by the linebacker Jeff Mills.
Randall hasn't made any poor decisions today until that particular pass right there. Now, you know, the only way that Denver's going to be able to come back and win this game is if Philadelphia makes that offensive mistake, and that was a chance to make that mistake. And I'm sure Rich Kotite will talk to Randall and say, hey, let's just be a little more cautious out there with this big lead. Let's not give them anything to light the fire.
3rd down and 9. 4:25 to go in the 3rd quarter. Eagles 20 and the Broncos nothing. Cunningham on target with Calvin Williams.